Is there any people in here that have bought cars cash? Raise your hands. Okay, over 10 grand? Over 15? Over 20? 25? 30? 35? 40? 45? 50? 55? 60? What the fuck have you bought? 85 grand. You bought it cash. It's costing you a fucking fortune. Let me write that down.
Is that for sale?
Fucking will be tonight. Should we do it now? Do you want to see it now? Okay, 85 grand. If we were going to the most basic strategy that I would use, then 15 grand properties, how many could he buy? 5? So he could have 5 with 10 grand left over, yeah? So if he was to put that on finance, what sort of rates could he get now? 6, 7%? 7, should we say? Okay, let's say 7%. So if we had the full car on finance at 7%, how much would it be costing him per annum? Work that out. It's about 6 grand a year by the looks of it.
Yeah, 5,950.
5,950. $5,950. So he could buy 5 properties at 15k, which would be 75 grand, which would give him 10k to go on holiday or whatever he wants to do. So the interest, if he put the whole car on finance or went to the bank and put that on asset finance or something like that on his business, it would cost him 5,950 a year. We could now do 5 times 3.5 grand on that model. So we could do 5 times 3.5 grand, which is how much per annum? 17.5k per annum. And he could do 5 times 15 grand below market values, which is how much? Another... If he was buying each house, 15k below market value, 5 of them, is another 75k. So that's 92,500 that you could be making a year for 5,000.
Is that for sale?
It doesn't necessarily need to be up for sale. You need to be fucking leveraging that cash, because that cash is sat there. The only question to ever ask yourselves, guys, and it comes back into cost versus ROI. So let's say the interest was 7% APR on the car, and I want you all thinking into this, because everything that I buy, I think like this. Everything, even with furniture in my house, and I'll explain why. I use the money to pay for the things without me having to spend any money. So every single one of you, your own houses, your own cars, furniture for your houses, anything like that at all. The only question is if you can get finance at, say, 7%, and I'm probably being a bit harsh there. I dare to say you could get that less. But let's say it is 7%. The only question to ask yourself is, with the money that I've got, can it make more than 7%? Make sense? So if it could make 20%, you're losing 13% by paying it cash. Does that make sense? If he could only make 6% back with his money, he'd be better off buying it cash. Can you see that? It's a simple equation. One has to happen. One has to be better than the other. It's as simple as that. You need to know that. And if you don't know that on everything you're spending, then your money's not working as hard for you as it could be. Can you see that?